All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are following up on Lions rookie defensive lineman Mekhi Wingo. Wingo is an exciting prospect for Detroit, and he continues to get better and better. And we've got a great set of cut-ups here to highlight his improvement and everything he will bring to this Lions defense in 2024 and beyond. As always, if you appreciate this content, give us a like, give us any comments with any feedback you might have. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, we're going to open up with a run defense. There is Wingo right there, lined up in a three technique on the outside shoulder of the right guard for the Pittsburgh Steelers right there. And this is just going to be a downhill run blocking scheme here for the Steelers. We're going to get base block, center on the one technique right there. Left guard's going to work up to linebacker, left tackle, works up to that defensive end. We're going to get a double team right here, working up to the next level between the right guard and right tackle. We're going to get double team action right here, working up to this linebacker. Wide receiver is going to insert from the outside for the safety right here. Folks, I want you guys to watch Wingo at the point of attack, this double team. The running back is literally taking a path right here, trying to see where these two offensive linemen can get movement. Wingo does a phenomenal job blowing up this double team with great technique and ends up making the play as well. Let's check it out. All right, there's the snap. You can see the base block, center on the defensive tackle, left guard working with the linebacker, left tackle working out defensive end. These two tight ends are handling this edge defender working up to 59. And you can see the double team action right there between the right guard and the right tackle on Wingo. Watch Wingo's technique here. The moment he feels double team, right there it's a base block. But when you see 77 come in, he's going to take this knee right here and drop it to the ground and split the double team right there. Nice work. You see how this creates a big pile right here? You see how he's horizontal? This creates a big mush, a big old mash of humanity right where the running back's trying to go and completely blows up the play. And then at the end of it, he fights through it all and makes the tackle too. This is outstanding work. So right here, playing this double team like this, getting horizontal, throwing off the guard, splitting the double team, that's a winning rep just right there. But also making the tackle, that's just icing on the cake for this exciting rookie.
Yeah, Nick, and Wingo has been the definition of improvement this preseason. You look at game one versus the Giants, a 28.3 overall grade. Game two versus the Chiefs, a 51.2 overall grade. And finally, game three versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, a 69.8 overall grade. Really is just getting better each and every game.
All right, sticking with the run defense, and there's Wingo right there. This time he's lined up on the inside eye of this right guard right here. So we're going to call that a 2-eye technique. Before he was on the outside shoulder, that would be a 3 technique. And this is going to be a standard. Every team runs this kind of play. It's going to be an inside zone concept for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to get zone block this direction, zone block this direction, center working out this way in case this defensive tackle doesn't jump that way. Tight end's going to come across the formation to kick the in man out on the line of scrimmage. We're going to get reach blocks here, and we're going to get reach blocks here. And basically the whole point here, this offensive structure, is to get movement right here, get everybody flowing that way, and then to get a cutoff block essentially here. And then the running back goes north and south just like that. That's the structure of this offensively. Watch Wingo here. He knows he's trying to get reached. Watch how he keeps working down the line of scrimmage, gets penetration, and blows up this entire concept. Nice work. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the zone tracks across the board from the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line working to their left. You can see 49 coming across the formation to try and pin the in man on the line of scrimmage right there. Watch Wingo right here. The moment he feels he's getting reached right there, again, see how he pushes and gets penetration and shoves this offensive lineman down the line of scrimmage and then gets across his face. It completely blows up any cutback opportunity. This is really good stuff. Because a lot of times what happened is defensive linemen, in this situation, they're a step too slow and they get reached right here, or they try and work across the face and they get blown back a couple yards. Wingo does a great job not giving up any ground and eventually working across this offensive lineman's face, blows up any chance at a normal cutback. The running back loses all momentum, has to kind of put a foot in the ground and cut back, ends up being a big kind of mush right there. Again, limited gain. And it's all because of Wingo on the backside here doing a great job. Initially not great there, but avoids giving up any ground, cuts across that offensive lineman's face, ends up making the tackle as well. Really nice rep here from Mekhi Wingo. All right, look at it from the wide copy. You can see Wingo right there slide inside to the A gap. Watch him work through this offensive lineman. Again, not give up any ground. Right there at the point of attack, he's not getting blown back at all. A lot of times when you're trying to avoid getting reached, you have to give up some ground and you give up a few yards of movement. Not Wingo. Eventually fights across his face and blows up the play right there. Nice rep once again in run defense from Wingo. All right, switching up to a pass rush, there's Wingo right there, lined up in a 3 technique on the outside shoulder of the guard. This is what I call a check the box kind of play. So no one ends up blocking Wingo right here because the Detroit Lions have got a lot of people walked up. It's a lot of confusion. So these 2 offensive linemen, they get confused. They accidentally let Wingo go free. Running back has to try and pick him up right there. Like I said, this is a check the box play. If no offensive lineman picks you up and then you have to deal with a running back, you have to win that rep and get pressure on the quarterback. That's exactly what Wingo does here. Let's check it out. All right, there's the snap. You can see the play action right there. 72, the left tackle sees the linebacker. 69 comes off on that linebacker, and no one picks up Mekhi Wingo. Now, in this situation, running back sees him, tries to pick him up. Wingo throws him aside like he's nothing and gets pressure on the quarterback. Nice rep. Again, check the box. If no offensive lineman picks you up and you're an interior defensive lineman, you have got to win this rep. You have to bully any running back that tries to block you in the pass protection game. Wingo does here, right? If you want to be a quality player in the NFL as an interior defensive lineman and you get through an offensive line like this, no one blocking you, and you get a running back on you, you've got to win the rep. Wingo does, checks the box, solid job.
Yeah, Nick, and when we see Wingo here, I think this is a prime example of what he brings to this Lions defensive line up front. He's a little undersized at 6 foot 280. His measurables aren't the greatest, but his athleticism is off the charts. That's how he's able to get to this line, shed guys, get around, move, be mobile. He's got top 93rd percentile 40-yard dash at 4.8, top 96th percentile 10-yard dash. His shuttle is in the top 85%, 3-cone top 87%. Just a very strong athlete at D tackle.
All right, going back to the run defense, there is Wingo right there lined up at a 3 technique again on the outside shoulder of the guard. This time, Wingo is going to be on the play side of a zone run here from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Left tackle is going to work to try and base and reach block that defensive end right there. The left guard is going to try and base and reach Mekhi Wingo. Center is going to work up to the next level. We're going to get backside cutoffs here, backside cutoffs here, right? The whole point here is to get movement out of these 3 guys on the play side, get them basically blown out of the way this way to get a seal here with all these guys, and then running back gets north and south, runs right at the hash, right? That's the offensive plan. The way you can blow it up is if you have guys here on the play side that don't give up any ground and set an edge at this point right here, right at this point in the line of scrimmage right here, because the running back wants to take this wide and then eventually cut back. If you set an edge at the point of attack right here, the running back gets to cut back early. It usually blows up the play, and that's exactly what Wingo does. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see everyone up front taking their zone tracks to the offensive left. Let's watch Mekhi Wingo's technique right here. This is absolutely perfect. Reads zone, extends right there. You see how he has his left arm in that Steelers chest right there and basically has the Steelers butt in the hole right there. This guy's basically covering up 2 gaps. Mekhi Wingo's got the gap to his left. That would be the B gap. And this Steeler offensive lineman, because he's just taking up so much space, is actually in the A gap as well. And you talk about setting the edge. This is perfect because right here, this Steelers running back, he can't push it further this way anymore. He has got to cut it back inside right now because Mekhi Wingo has blown up this play and set a perfect edge. Again, you talk about technique. You got feet basically parallel to the line of scrimmage. Let me back up just a little bit so you can see it. Basically parallel to the line of scrimmage right there. That's pretty good. He's not allowing this offensive lineman to get any movement on him. He's set a firm, solid edge, forcing the running back to cut back into his help. And then he fights off the block. Really nice job by the running back here, making something out of nothing. I'll give 33 some credit here. Detroit Lions preseason, they missed some tackles here. That's kind of unfortunate. But in terms of Mekhi Wingo, what he brings to the table, folks, this is absolutely perfect at the point of attack. This is winning football. This will get it done regardless who you play the regular season. All right, going the other way now, you can see Wingo right there on the right side of your screen lined up in a 3 technique just outside the Pittsburgh Steelers left guard right there. And you talk about perfect technique. You talk about bully ball. This is exactly what you got on Mekhi Wingo here. It's going to be kind of power football concept across the board here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, everybody working this way. The fullback's going to act like he's working this way and then cut back across this way. I think it's supposed to kind of be a design cutback right there for the Steelers offensively. But folks, I just want to focus on Mekhi Wingo. It's going to be a one-on-one base block at the point of attack. Wingo sets the edge and then physically dominates this poor left guard for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's an impressive rep for 94. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see everyone's working to the offensive left right there to the right side of your screen. Let's watch Mekhi Wingo. Again, great technique. Fires his hands into the offensive lineman. Again, great extension. Doesn't allow himself to get reached. He's in a really good position right there. And then let's back it up just a little bit. Watch him shock, shed, forces the running back inside. This is perfect, folks. I mean, this is like clinic teach tape stuff where you get an all-pro like Aaron Donald making a video to teach little leaguers how to play defensive linemen. Shock, extend with the arms, force this offensive lineman to overextend, and then shed him, maintain your gap responsibility, force the running back inside your help. I mean, I can't get over how perfect this is technically. This is awesome stuff from Mekhi Wingo. Again, this guy looks like a 3, 4, 5-year vet after just a few weeks of preseason football, and I guarantee you the Lions coaching staff is very excited by that. Let's take a look at it from the wide copy. Watch him get into that offensive lineman. There's that great shock right there, that shed. Offensive lineman goes flying, forces the running back inside. Look, obviously, if the running back would have tried to maintain right here into Wingo's gap, he would have made the tackle for loss right at the point of attack. So he doesn't get the credit on the stat sheet for this, but it's all because of his effort. Again, shock, shed, maintain your gap, force the guy back in your help. Great work here from Mekhi Wingo. All right, going with another run defense here. Here is Mekhi Wingo line up in a 3 technique. Now, this is the Pittsburgh Steelers starters across the board right here in terms of front, where they got the offensive line, and that's Cordero Patterson, a really nice running back / wide receiver. So again, this is a lot of the Pittsburgh Steelers first string in this matchup right here. And this is a really good guard, number 73 for the Steelers. Watch Mekhi Wingo again in this situation. It's going to be zone base blocks to this side right here, cutoff blocks there, cutoff blocks here, right? Typical zone scheme trying to work north and south whenever he finds a hole. Again, we're going to see a shock, we're going to see a shed, and we're seeing a Wingo make an actually incredible athletic play to make the tackle. This is really exciting stuff. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see everyone taking the zone track to the offensive left, to the right side of your screen. Watch Mekhi Wingo right there. Again, better offensive lineman here in this cut up. He gets reached right off the get-go. That's not a great position to be in, but watch him recover with a great extension right there. Gets his head back outside, nice rep, and then watch him shed this offensive lineman. That's phenomenal. And here's my favorite part. Let's back up a little bit. Watch after he sheds. He leaps over, makes the tackle. You talking about being a playmaker on top of it too? I mean, again, right there, I was a little concerned. Great reaction. Then sheds, maintains his gap, cuts him back inside just like the previous play. Great work there. But then he makes the tackle on top of it. That's awesome playmaking ability right there. This is the next level in his game, right? We saw in this cut up against the Steelers, he's becoming much more of a fundamentally sound player. He's getting some pressure on the quarterback in pass rush situations. Now he's evolving into a playmaker too. That's got to be exciting for the Detroit Lions defense.
Yeah, Nick, and I think as we see Wingo develop, this is a guy who, coming out of college, is very balanced, very consistent. He was as good of a pass rusher as he was a run defender, and he did it against some of the best teams, his highest grade being going against that undefeated Florida State team last year. This guy graded out 2023 season 73.3 pass rush grade, 75 run defense grade. Just a very balanced and a very good player.
All right, going with a pass rush situation, there is Wingo right there. Line up once again in a 3 technique, this time over there on the Pittsburgh Steelers right guard. This is going to be kind of a nifty design for the Steelers. They're going to take number 14 in motion across the formation. They're going to fake the running play this direction right here. Quarterback's going to reverse direction and then throw a screen out again to 14, who is running that way. Now, up front for the Steelers offensive line, what they're taught to do, it's a screen, but it's a slow developing screen. They got to get hats on hats across the board while also kind of selling a zone concept here. So number 77, again, this is the Steelers starters here. This is first string right here, is one-on-one of Mekhi Wingo. The one thing he can't give up is immediate pressure. He wants to make sure that this play, whether it's Wingo or anybody else, doesn't get pressure right in the quarterback's face because it's a slow developing screen. He can't handle Mekhi Wingo. Great job from the rookie here. Let's check it out. All right, we got the motion. We have the fake right there. Mekhi Wingo gets pressure on the quarterback, helps blow up the screen a little bit. Nice play by number 14. They fight through that. But again, Mekhi Wingo, let's go back to the very beginning here. He's against number 77. 77's job is not to give up pressure too quickly. Now, granted, it's a screen, so you want to get beat kind of slowly here. You want to make sure that defensive linemen don't, blow up the screen or anything like that. But you can't get beat this quickly at the point of attack if you're 77. The corollary to that is this is a really nice job by Mekhi Wingo. Right here, he recognizes the pass. You see how he goes from zone defense scheme like we've seen before to go into a pass rush move, quick spin, swim move over the top, pressure on the quarterback. It's his ability to recognize and react. I talk about all the time on the film reviews. Great players, whether on the offense or defense, have to recognize to what's in front of them, and they have to react quickly. And that's exactly what we see from Mekhi Wingo here. All right, we're going to end on my favorite play from Wingo from the Kansas City Chiefs preseason matchup, and there he is at 3 technique right here on the outside shoulder of that right guard right there. This entire cut-up, we've seen Wingo do a lot of great things. We've shown him with a lot of his ability to set the edge in the running game. We've shown his ability to kind of disrupt things in the pass rush game. Here, we're going to show off his intelligence, right? On the previous play, we showed his ability to recognize and react. This play is specifically just incredibly high football IQ. Let's check it out. All right, there's the snap. So right there, it looks kind of like a standard pass play, but it's going to quickly evolve into a screen. And Mekhi Wingo sees it right there. Watch him get right into the path and blow up the screen right there. And look at this quarterback. Watch what happens when you have high football IQ players. Wingo recognizes the screen, blows it up. Quarterback holds onto the football too long. Sack, fumble, turnover, game-changing play. This is high IQ football that wins you games when it really matters, right? It's one thing to have young defensive players or young players anywhere that can make plays. It's one thing to have young players that are technically sound. And Wingo is a playmaker and he's proven himself to be technically sound. Now, when you throw in high football IQ, he can truly be a weapon in key situations for this Lions defense. A key point, because this is a team, the Lions, they're looking to make a Super Bowl run. You can't have low IQ players, certainly, but when you have a guy that's smart, that can, again, recognize and react to what's in front of him, he'll be a weapon for this Lions defense in the short term and for the future as well.
Yeah, Nick, we talk about the future. I think we can talk about what Mekhi Wingo could be, and there's a player that really comes to mind for me to compare him to, and that's a guy similar size. That's Justin Madubuike of the Baltimore Ravens, superstar now in the league. Very similar size guys. Madubuike a touch under 300 as well. They both graded out very similarly as far as their athleticism goes. Guys that are really comparable if you go through and look at all the measurables, and I think Wingo has potential to develop and be a nice player as Madubuike is.